Right, so this is going to be a weird unboxing. I'm filming this on my phone. I don't actually have a tripod for this phone or another camera, so guess we're doing this. Time for a new segment, which I'm not going to continue, called Sofa Unboxing. Right, I got this stupid tape off because I did buy it directly from Panasonic. There's more, for f***'s sake. Here we go. My new camera. Alright, first of all, manual. Oh, there it is. So here we go, my new camera. It's the Panasonic GH5. All right, let's switch over to this thing and see the quality improvement in 3, 2. So there we go, we're now filming on the Panasonic GH5, and I thought the perfect way to break this camera in would be to get some crispy keyboard shots. Also, I was supposed to do this review like a month ago, and that never happened because my camera wasn't working properly, so yeah, I should probably crack on with that now. Alright, so now that we got some nice evening light, I thought we might head to the field. Here we're going to test the IBIS, the Cinema 4K, the 10-bit, the 120p, absolutely everything. And of course, the 4K 60 FPS. Alright, time to get over this. Let's go. 1 foot. Oh. So there we go. So far, first impressions have been very good with the GH5. I've been able to get some stunning footage. All the features seem to work really well. I do have a few gripes, but I already knew about them when I bought this camera, so I can't really complain. Overall experience, though, very positive. So this looks nice. We got the hills. We got a place to put the camera, as I did forget my GorillaPod. Okay, so one of the things I don't like is the no autofocus in the VBR mode. I love the VBR mode, and I would have loved it even more if there was autofocus, but I can personally live without that. Next, we have the actual autofocus itself, and honestly, I thought it was going to be completely unusable. That was what I was going into this camera with, but every single one of those 4K 60 test shots I showed you were done with the autofocus. So yeah, I'll probably end up using the autofocus on this thing unless it's like totally trash. Could you imagine if I recorded this entire vlog and like the whole thing was out of focus? I would not be reshooting that. Let's move on. Kind of run out of ideas. I have no idea what else I should test on this camera. Tomorrow I'll probably have some more ideas, but as of now, let's head home. Come on. There we go. Countryside gates. All right, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Look at all these sheep. So many. Crazy. So it's the next day, my black shirt is now white. I've had a really good go with the GH5. What do I like? What do I not like? And why did I buy it in 2019? Well, the first thing I really like about this camera is simply the 4K at 60 FPS. This is an awesome feature that makes capturing smooth, high-resolution B-roll easy. In fact, I shot some B-roll this morning for a video that's most likely going to be out tomorrow. I plan on going pretty hard with this camera, and oh man, it was a smooth shot. This leads me on to another feature I love. Simply put, the 120p. Technically, it does go up to 180p, but there's a noticeable hit on quality, so I prefer to just keep it at that 120 mark. And no joke, this is the best 120p I've ever seen. I do wish it had autofocus, even if it were just the tap to focus, because racking focus when you're moving as fast as you usually do with 120p, it's pretty hard. Other than that, though, I'm very satisfied with the 120p in this camera. It's lovely and sharp, there's minimal aliasing and moire, and honestly, it's super usable in 4K projects. Moving on to things I didn't actually have that high hopes for, but once I started using them, I was super impressed. The IBIS. As I said, I didn't expect all that much. I knew Panasonic had the best IBIS, but considering I'd only ever used Sony's next to useless IBIS, I didn't really expect that much. But I can confidently say that changed almost as soon as I saw my first shot with the IBIS on. It works wonders when smoothing out those terrible micro jitters, and paired with the 120p or the 4K 60, you can get some seriously smooth handheld shots. The next thing I didn't have high hopes for was the autofocus, because I've been shooting Panasonic for years, and the autofocus has always been kind of trash. I'm also coming from Canon to this GH5, so I really wasn't expecting that much, but honestly, I'm pretty impressed. I wasn't expecting to be able to use it in vlogs or to rack focus, two things I heavily used on the Canon side of things, but especially in 4K 60, rack focusing was possible, and in the Cine 4K 10-bit, which I use for the vlogging section, also this bit right now, it's kind of overkill. I was able to keep focus on myself with barely any problems, so well done, Panasonic. And the plaster is coming off. I actually sliced my thumb open yesterday doing the washing up. I also love the sheer amount of recording options and the fact that there are some seriously beefy codecs, like the All-I 10-bit Cine 4K, something I will be using very much when I get a fast enough SD card, is again a huge pro for me because I love to do color work in post, and a beefy codec just makes that easier. So those are my first impressions with the GH5. It's pretty much the perfect camera for me. But if you follow me on either Twitter or Instagram, you may have seen my posts about my plans to get either the 5D Mark IV or the Canon EOS R. So why didn't I get one of those? First of all, we have the 5D. Now this goes for both of them, but especially the 5D. There was a huge shortage of 5Ds in the UK. I actually went to my favorite camera store, and in the entire chain across the country, they didn't even have one in stock, not one 5D. I'm not gonna name drop it all, but this is a huge camera chain in the UK, so if anyone's gonna have one, it's gonna be there. Next, we had the EOS R, the 5D killer basically. This was another camera I was seriously considering, but again, there was a huge shortage in the UK, leading the existing EOS Rs to be very expensive. And I mean very expensive. And as the EOS R is a first-gen camera, I have no idea how reliable it's going to be in a couple of months. So I really didn't want to sink that much money in a camera I didn't know was going to last. The GH5 is the 5th iteration of a highly reliable line of cameras. In fact, a lot of the Grand Tour was actually shot on both the GH4 and the GH5, so if it's good enough for a $4 million per episode show, yeah, it's good enough for me. And the final reason is I just love Panasonic. As I said, I started out with the G7. Hold on. As I said, I started out with the G7, so it was just super nice to come back to that Panasonic ecosystem. I can't wait to make a ton of videos on this GH5, but for now, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, and smash that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of July, so every single subscription is massively appreciated. I'm done for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Rolled up in that big truck with them guns up for them fuck boys. Smoked out in that Rolls Royce, blowing dope with that bad broad. Shorty know what I got cash, I'm throw it all if she want that. Every time you see me out of low trees, out my blunt fat, cause I'm rich. Dumping the clip on